Chipsy, roba, roba. Yo, roba, roba, roba. Cozy, roba, roba, roba. Roba, roba, roba. Yo, roba, roba, roba. It is Saturday, the 2nd of September, 2023. Needless to say that yesterday was the 1st of September. Spring sprang and the grass is green in South Africa. A very good morning to you and a warm welcome. On the sad news, we could start with the news that came from KwaZulu-Natal, that is in Durban. The Two Oceans Marathon champion, 2023 champion, that is an athlete going by the name of Mbulele Matanga. His lifeless body was found hanging from the roof. It was tied up with his running shoelaces. It is suspected that it is the result of the successful suicide, but the law enforcement authorities, they are still investigating that problem. And Mbulele Matanga was scheduled to participate in another 10,000 meters tournament that was going to take place tomorrow. But talking of 10,000 meters, he's also a 2 times 10,000 meters champion. That is Mbulele Matanga, and he's also this year's Two Oceans Marathon champion. Well, let's hope his soul will rest in peace. Rest in power, Mbulele Matanga. His body was found in the house that is in Endwedwe, that is north of Durban in KwaZulu-Natal. Chiefs, Yabaroba. Well, they rob them this afternoon as they host Mamelodi Sundowns. Kabuyelo Masandawana. The event is taking place at FNP Stadium. Kickoff time for that event is at 3 p.m. Kaizer Chiefs, Yabaroba. Will they rob Mamelodi Sundowns this afternoon on the time? Well, at 10. Still in athletics, the Budapest has come and gone. That's where the World Athletics Championships were held in Budapest, that is in Hungary. But unfortunately, a South African team came back empty-handed, not even a single medal to show for it. 0 medal. That is very bad in as far as athletics South Africa is concerned. In as far as the World Championship are concerned, sure, that is a bad news indeed. Who can forget that how our own Akani Simbini was disqualified. Wade van Niekerk coming stone last in the 400 meters. And as if that was not bad enough, South Africa went on to come last in as far as the 400 by 100 meters relay is concerned. Out, they made a mummish of themselves. They dropped the baton. Come on, that was so amateurish. That simply shows how disorganized athletic South Africa is concerned. Zero medal. Oh, come on. Botswana, Lesotho, they outdid South Africa. They came back with some medals. Unfortunately, a country like South Africa, with all the resources in the world, but as athletic South Africa, they've got not even a single, not even a bronze medal, let alone silver and gold. Come on, athletic South Africa, you can do much better than this. Lamasandawane halala. They're invading FNB Stadium as they've got a date with the Bafana Basa Pefeni, the Pefeni Glamour Boys. As Gachincha Glova, Gitage Shabagamo, Kibona Masandawane, Gapananga. Oh, sharp, Masandawane, sharp. That is definitely going to be the order of the day this afternoon as they lock horns with Kaiser Chiefs as they invade FNB Stadium. I'm sure the likes of Hosiama Kafula, our Lebo Taukubong, surely they will be rooting for one team and one team only. That is the Mamelodi Sundowns. Our Bauma Tapuna Gusala. Bafana Bastyle all the way from Komams. Hagile Cairo, thank you, Shebagamo, Gabuka Shebagamo, out the Bona Masandawane, all the way, go Cairo. Hala, Masandawane, hala. Things are happening this afternoon. FNB Stadium is the venue. Masandawane. Hey, good on Habusabola. On the other hand, Orlando Pirates, they've also got a date with the Stellies. There is a Stellenbosch in the second semi-final that's scheduled to get underway tomorrow. Also, we are rest assured that whatever happens, especially if Orlando Pirates win tomorrow, regardless of who wins between the Mamelodi Sundowns and the Kaizer Chiefs, we are set for a Titanic MTN 8 Wafa final. Regardless, whatever happens, all we have to do is to hope that the Orlando Pirates win tomorrow, and then set a date, whoever that will come out tops from Bafana Bango Pefeni and the boys from Koklor Go. Still in football this week, Bafana head coach, that is Hugo Broos, he announced his 23-man squad that is going to do business for South Africa against Namibia and the Democratic Republic of Congo. But that is not all that made the headlines. But what made the headlines mainly about that squad is that out of that 23-man squad, there's not even one player from Kaizer Chiefs. He didn't stop at that. He went on and said, surely it's not by mistake. He said Kaizer Chiefs, they're not doing very well in as far as this season or in the past couple of seasons to be exact. He went on and said with the DStv Premiership is only 5 games old, but Kaizer Chiefs are already about 8-9 points adrift to the reigning champion, that is the Mamelodi Sundowns. He said it's not a favor, it's not optional for Kaizer Chiefs to contest for the log, but he said for them to be lacking at the bottom of the log standings, it doesn't do them any good. So on that issue, he said he will not take even one single player from Kaizer Chiefs until Kaizer Chiefs pick themselves up, put themselves where they supposed to be at the top of the log standings. So, and something that did not go down well with the Kaizer Chiefs mentor, that is Molefe Ntseki. He said, unfortunately, they have not received the guidelines or the template or the boxes that they have to take for their players to qualify for the Bafana team. He said it's entirely up to Hugo Broos to decide whether to select his players or not. If he doesn't, he said there's nothing that he can do about it. And as a Bafana coach, Hugo Broos is more than welcome to have his own opinion. So he's not going to be part of that discussion. So surely it looks like the backlines are drawn between Bafana mentor and the Kaizer Chiefs mentor. There is the Molefe Ntseki and Hugo Broos. Moving on to Rugby World Cup. It is a fast creeping. We are sitting at around about 6 days to go before that Rugby World Cup 2023 gets underway. France is the epicenter for this year's Rugby World Cup. The game that gets underway come next week, Friday. The first game will see the host, the home side, that is Le Bleu, France, take on our New Zealand, the mighty All Blacks. Wow, that game will definitely set the scenes alight and announce officially open 2023 Rugby World Cup as the host side lock horns with the mighty New Zealand. The game gets underway come at next week, Friday, rather in the evening, South African time, 9 p.m. to be exact. Where will you be? Let's hope the boys, the defending champions, that is our boys, the Springboks, they will definitely put South Africa on the map once again, fly South African flag sky high and make all the South Africans proud once again. Go Bokke, go Bokke. Diving straight to cricket, my Australia, they are in town. The Becky Greens, they have a date with our own national cricket team, that is the Proteas. They started on Wednesday with the first T20 games. It's still very much with us. We've got all that and more as we continue with the show. We will get into details how other things are going in as far as that Australia South Africa T20 series is concerned. Just don't move, Marcel. We've got all that and more in details for you. The fourth and final Grand Slam of the year, that is the US Open, is still very much with us, with all the favorites firing in all cylinders. But Novak Djokovic, what a narrow escape. Yesterday, we almost witnessed an upset of the tournament, but luckily, he managed to rally back and eventually came up tops, and he saw himself marching on to the last 16 of the US Open. All that, we've still got it in store for you. Don't move a muscle. Zizojik izinto will they jigger this afternoon at FNB Stadium in Mamelodi Sundowns as they invade Soweto, as they invade FNB Stadium, as they have a date with the Pefeni Glamour Boys. Tomorrow, our Orlando Pirates, or should I say, the MTN 8 Wafa Wafa reigning champions, Orlando Pirates, they have a date with Stellenbosch, the mighty Stellies, the boys all the way from the wine lands. Sizojika izinto khalelane halala habashwe. Jackson, I want a Jackson. Was another Jacket Machilla Paragon, El Jackson, Yapega, and then let down that Pagabachigan, and was so Mulligan, I want a Laparagon, and we're preaching, with the Jacket Machigan, and he gets off Pollagan, and then Polar, the Buella Machigan, and the Paragon, and Oaken, and listen to the Machigan, and Mosanya Tamagan, Abonania Tama, Usana Tamagan, and then Fensigan, and then he gets off Vincent Pulligan, I want to pull against that captain, and I said I was so Mulligan, what Tim Coslodge, what the Daniel Lochigan, and was a Funagachigan, what didn't go to my daughter, Namache Zamyamagan, what's a Kamga on my elegant, that's a Bella pull a footy, that was elegant, Ufurugal Coba, what Coba pull a footy, Renukalelani. Sizojika izinto khalelane. Pain, it's not permanent. Our everything, every situation will eventually turn around, of which surely mighty Kaiser Chiefs will be hoping that things do change this afternoon. As we have seen of late that Mamelodi Sundowns, they've been dominating the boys from Natural. So surely Kaiser Chiefs faithfuls will be hoping that isn't will change this afternoon. A very good morning and a warm welcome to you wherever you are within the South African borders and beyond. We've got you covered. Don't you worry about a thing. All you have to do is to sit back, relax, and allow us to entertain you. You are tuning in to Sports Geek with Mona Ngobo exclusively on Nirvana World FM. Your beat, your music. Thank you so much to my colleague that is Fat and Funky. They give us the funkest, funkest, yes. Breakfast in the land that was between 8 and 10 o'clock. And we then followed by our own DJ Powen when he brought us Teen Kids. Catch him again next week, Saturday, between 10 and 11, as he brings you once again Teen Kids. Don't you dare forget to bring along your dancing shoes, as they will definitely come handy as DJ Powen gets everyone on the dance floor, you included. Talking of you, we are together again with you from now until 1 p.m. Not that I'm complaining, I just love the sound of it. That's how they roll in the township. We'll start the show by having a look at the cricket games that are taking place all over the country. The Proteas, they are hosting Australia, while the women Proteas also out in Pakistan. We saw them last night. They had a game against Pakistan in Karachi. We also have a look at the Rugby World Cup. It is happening in that front and that part of the world. US Open still very much with us. Let's quickly go for a breather. When we return, we will get done with the business of today. We will be talking, that is Rugby World Cup.
Looking to upgrade or repair your desktop or laptop? With over a decade's experience, TV Master specializes in software installations, data recovery, restores, PC rebuilds, and conversions from VHS to USB or DVD. For no obligation quote, contact Cree on 011 855 6738 or 072 7706 796. TV Master, the name you can trust.
Welcome. This is your favorite station. Stay tuned.
Bitches, you win again. I'm stuck in last night. You win again. Oh, bitches, you win again. Will Mamela Sundance win again this afternoon? Only time will tell when that clash finally gets underway. Come at 3 p.m. This afternoon. But Samaran, let's dive straight to cricket. We're talking national cricket. We're talking the Proteas. Let's start with the men's side. The Australians, the Becky Greens are in town. They've got a date with our male side. That is the the Proteas rather. The first T20 game got underway on Wednesday. That's when the home side Proteas won the toss and they elected to field first. The decision that backfired in a very, very big way indeed, because the tourist, that is the Australia, they went on and posted, listen to this, 226 runs, having lost a mere 6 runs. And then the Proteas, they came in with a hope to overhaul that score, but unfortunately it wasn't to be. What did they do? They choke yet again. They just couldn't get started. They were stuck on the first gear. They never got out of that first gear. They went on and only posted, listen to this, a mere 115 runs and bundled out. So meaning in so doing, the Proteas, they saw themselves losing with a record of 111 runs. Pathetic indeed, if you ask me, as considering that they are playing at home. But on the other flip side of the coin, if one were to come back and try and defend the Proteas, one might say that it is an element of rustiness. Remember that Proteas, they haven't played cricket for a very, very long time as a team, but as individuals, yes, they've been playing T20 cricket all over the world. Your father, Dyson, all of them, but unfortunately, as a unit, they haven't played. I believe the last game they played was way back in March. If I'm not mistaken, there was against there was the Netherlands when they eventually qualified for the Cricket World Cup. So that 2-0 whitewash that they dished out against Netherlands. That was the last time the Proteas played as a unit. There was many months ago. So, but we're hoping that since they are playing at home, they will definitely show up some brave fights. But it wasn't to be. And then yesterday they got the second game got underway, and we're hoping that the home side will come back and level a 3-match series, of which was going to set up a winner takes all tomorrow for the third series. But again, the Proteas, they splattered once again. They didn't come to the party. Yesterday, the visitors, the Australia, they won the toss and they asked the home side to go in and bat in first. But yet again, the home side just couldn't get going. They just couldn't get cracking once again. And the tourists, of which they came back and they just overhauled that score, which was enough to see Australia winning with, listen to this, with a whopping 8 wickets. That's a thrashing and a half, considering that Cricket World Cup is just around the corner. Considering that South Africa, they are playing in front of their home fans. So surely that does not inspire confidence to the Proteas side. Then the third and the last game for the T20 series gets underway tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken, I believe at 2 p.m. South African time. Same venue, there is the Hollywood Bets Kingsmead Cricket Stadium in KwaZulu-Natal in Durban. So all these 3 T20 games that they got underway down in Durban, same venue at Kingsmead Cricket Stadium. So we will see the KTN final coming down tomorrow, hoping that Proteas, they will definitely try and fight back and avoid a 3-0 whitewash, which will be a very humiliating indeed. Let's hope that the boys, they will bring in their A game tomorrow. In case you are wondering who are those guys who are representing South Africa and they're so struggling against Australia, here is the list of the T20 squad that is doing business for South Africa down in KwaZulu-Natal in Durban, Kingsmead Cricket Stadium to be exact. Aiden Makram leads that side. Tama Pavon is also there. Matthew Britke is there. Devald Brevis, who's the novice, is also there. Gerald Kutsia is there. Donovan Ferreira, Bjorn Fontaine, Risa Hendricks, Marco Jansen has been released from the T20 squad, but he'll be back for the ODI squad. Sisanda Makala is there. Keshav Maharaj has also been declared fit. Lungingit, can I say? The expensive Lungingit, Tabre Shams, Tristan Stubbs, Lizard Williams, and last but not least, Rassi van der Dussen. You will notice from that list that there is an obvious omission that is in the form and shape of Raleigh Rousseau. He was omitted from the squad because of the heel injury that he is currently carrying. Let's go for a breather. When we return, we'll be talking women's cricket. We'll still be in cricket. We'll still be talking national cricket, but this time around, we'll be talking women's Proteas side, and hear what is happening in that part of the world.
Ever heard a baby bellow at the top of its lungs in a public place? Far from your best music track, right? For a more beautiful note, contact Nirvana Sounds for your studio and live recordings. We engineer sound to perfection according to your specifications. We ensure crisp and clear audio-video conversions and delight your function with sound, stage, and lights for hire. All quotes are immeasurable to the ear. Contact us now on 03 945 7663. Nirvana Sounds, powered by Gospel World FM.
The best music on the best radio show.
Yeah.
Afro Blue Tupundu. Thank you so much to Afro Blue. They gave us that golden old Dupundo. Time now, it is 36 minutes after 11 o'clock, and you are still tuning in to Sports Kick with Mananangam exclusively on Nirvana World FM. Your beat, your music. And we are coming to you live from our Linesia studios, that is the south of Johannesburg. Called Gauteng Maboneng and Wanaga. Diving straight to cricket, but this time around, we are talking women's cricket. We're still talking national setup. We're still talking national pride in as far as cricket is concerned. Women Proteas, that is South Africa's national team, they had a date last night as well with their Pakistan counterparts, the visitors, that is South Africa in this case, since they're out in Pakistan, which they are touring Pakistan for the first time. They took on the home side, Pakistan, and the home side, they were sent in to bat first. They posted 150 runs, having lost 3 wickets, with Tasneem Briggs registering that huge score of 78 runs. She was assisted by the interim captain, that is Laura Vorwart, who posted 44 runs. And then Pakistan, they came in and with the hope of overhauling that score, of which they did successfully, even though they did it on the last ball. The home side, Pakistan, they saw themselves overhauling that score with the 151 runs, having lost 5 wickets, which was enough to see the host winning the first match by 5 wickets. And then the second match gets underway tomorrow, 4:30 South African time, which is going to be the second match. We remember that this series is a 3-match series in as far as Proteas Pakistan tour is concerned. Still in cricket, but this time around, let's just jump back to males cricket. Don't forget that come next month, that is October, the Cricket World Cup is going to get underway out in India. South Africa will represent us in that tournament as well. And then talking of the tournament, come the 5th of this month, that is this week, obviously, Rob Walters, who is the Proteas head coach, has got a responsibility to come and announce the Proteas side that will represent South Africa in this year's World Cup. I definitely do not want to be a Rob Walters, because surely the media, everyone is going to be on his case with maybe some with the inclusions as well as the omissions that he will do, because he can only select a 15-man squad that will represent South Africa in this year's Cricket World Cup that's going to be held out in India. Surely, no matter what he does, media is going to be on his case. Oh yes, we will be monitoring that. We'll be checking who's going to be in that squad. Devald Preface is going to be there. Tristan Stubbs is going to be there. Who's going to be omitted? That's a big question. So definitely, one way or another, Proteas coach Rob Walters is definitely going to be under immense pressure. So the 5th of this month, which is the 5th of September, that's when the announcement of that 15-man squad will be announced.
Ever heard a baby bellow at the top of its lungs in a public place, far from your best music track, right? For a more beautiful note, contact Nirvana Sounds for your studio and live recordings. We engineer sound to perfection according to your specifications. We ensure crisp and clear audio-video conversions and delight your function with sound, stage, and lights for hire. Our quotes are immeasurable to the ear. Contact us now on 083 945 7664. Nirvana Sounds, powered by Gospel World FM.
The best music variety live.
Give me freedom, give me fire, give me reason, take me higher. See the champions take the field now. Unify us, make us feel proud. In the streets, our heads are lifting as we lose our inhibition. Celebration, it surrounds us. Every nation, all around us. Sing forever young, singing songs underneath the sun. Let's rejoice in the beautiful game. And together at the end of the day, we all say, when I get older, I will be stronger. They'll call me freedom, just like a waving flag. I get older, I will be stronger. They'll call me freedom, just like a waving flag. So wave your flag, now wave your flag, now wave your flag. Oh, 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 Give you freedom, give you fire, give you reason, take you higher. See the champions take the field now. Unify us, make us feel proud. In the streets, our heads are lifting as we lose our inhibition. Celebration, it surrounds us. Every nation, all around us. Sing forever young, singing songs underneath the sun. Let's rejoice in the beautiful game. And together at the end of the day, we all say, when I get older, I will be stronger. They'll call me freedom, just like a waving flag. I get older, I will be stronger. They'll call me freedom, just like a waving flag. So wave your flag, now wave your flag, now wave your flag, now wave your flag, now wave your flag. I will be stronger. They'll call me freedom, just like a waving
Flag, oh, I will be strong. They call me freedom. That's why I will be.
flag. So wave your flag, now 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 wave your flag, wave your flag.
Oh, 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 freedom. That was K9 waving flag. Wow, who can forget this song? Where were you back in 2010 when this song was playing in every corner in as far as South Africa is concerned? That was a way back when South Africa hosted that FIFA World Cup here at home on African soil, of which it was the first time ever it was done. So this song, K9 and who can forget? Who's this? I've forgotten this artist. Oh, yes, Shakira. Yes, Shakira and Kanan. Wow, they were dominating all the celebrations around South Africa back then in 2010 when we hosted that football World Cup. Time now it is 44 minutes after 11 o'clock. Let's dive straight to Champions League. Talking of Champions League, just maybe, let's try this and see if we can get this one right. We are talking Champions League right now. These are the champions. Surely, when you hear that chant, you know exactly that we're talking definitely a Champions League. Yes, the draw finally got underway this week on Thursday. Wow, it was a mouth-watering draw. If you ask me, the likes of Manchester United, they've got a date with the Hurricanes, Bayern Munich, and the reigning champions, Manchester City. They've got a date with. They've got a very easy group. If you ask me, surely the reigning champions they wouldn't ever ask for an easy group in the Group G. But we'll look at that in detail. Kylian Mbappe's PSG, they have a date with Newcastle United, another Saudi Arab team, the Mega Pies. They will be looking hands with them in their group. 14 times the record holder Real Madrid are in Group C with the Italian champions Napoli out there. We will get down and back that one out. Barcelona, the Spaniard champions, the La Liga champions, they've got a date with the Portuguese champion, that is Porto. Last year's runners-up, Inter Milan, are in Group D with also the Portuguese outfit, that is Benfica. There is a full UEFA Champions League fixture. Let's quickly run down the tweet and see exactly how are those detailed group consist of. We start with the Group A. We've got Bayern Munich all the way from Germany. They're in the same group as Manchester United. FC Copenhagen from Denmark, and Galatasaray from Turkey is also in that group. While in Group B, we've got Sevilla all the way from Spain. Arsenal, the mighty Gunners from England are there. PSV Eindhoven from Netherlands, and Lens from France. Group C, we've got the Italian champions, Napoli, Real Madrid are there. Braga from Portugal are there, and Union Berlin from Germany, obviously. And then in Group D, we've got the Portuguese champions, that is Benfica. They will be locking horns with the Italian giants, Italian team, that is Inter Milan, who were also last year's finalist in as far as the UEFA Champions League is concerned. They've got a date with Salzburg all the way from Austria, and the Real Sociedad from Spain. And then Feyenoord from Netherlands is there. Atletico Madrid is also there on a Group E, together with Lazio from Italy, and Celtics from Scotland. While Group F consists of Kylian Mbappe's PSG, which is Paris Saint-Germain, and Borussia Dortmund from Germany is also there. AC Milan from Italy is there, and the Magpies, that is Newcastle United, obviously, from England, even though we all know that Newcastle United, they are owned out in Saudi Arabia. And then the last group has got Manchester City, who is not the last group, the second last group, Group G. We've got the reigning champions, Manchester City, all the way from England. They are grouped together with the RB Leipzig from Germany, Red Star Belgrade from Serbia, and then the young boys from Switzerland. And then the last group, which is Group H, has got the Spanish champions, Barcelona. You and I, we know them as Barcelona. They've got Porto in that group, Shakhtar Donetsk from Ukraine, and last but not least, Real Anvert all the way from Belgium. That's how the UEFA Champions League is lined up in the group stages for 2023. Let's hope it will rise to the occasion. The big question is, will Manchester City defend their trophy that they won last season for the first time ever in as far as UEFA Champions League is concerned? Will they also go on and make it a habit of winning it like they've been doing with the English Premier League? Once they started winning it, they just do not let it go. They are dominating English Premier League. Will they go on and dominate Europe this time around? Will they defend their cup, which they won last season? Only time will tell. We'll be following those fixtures with huge, keen interest.
Ladies and gentlemen.
ibambe hola by wena. Yeah, ibambe hola. Iminwe, minwana, iminwe, phezulu, iminwe, minwana, iminwe, phezulu, minwana, 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 Komba phezulu. Makhendla zemina phezulu. Iminwe, minwanya, iminwe, phezulu. Masandawane. Hosia Makafula, Lebahang Kubonga. How enjoy it while it lasted. Do we really have to envy you guys? Masandawane, For the past 10 years, you guys are so dominating. Talking about this song, Makhendla's Imino Pizul, we remember that Makhendla's, I believe we lost him, that was way back, around about 1999. No, he released this song in 1998. I believe we lost him 1 or 2 years later. By the way, he was the younger brother of the Kwaito legend, that is Atama Fokati, that is Makhendla's. He committed suicide. And then we look at this song, Imino Pizul. The big question is, did Makhendla dedicate this song to Mamelodi Sundowns, or was it just a coincidence? I don't know exactly what team was Makhendla supporting. Yes, we do know his elder brother, Atama Fokate, that is a big Orlando Pirates faithful. Just maybe, me thinking out loud that just maybe Makhendla was a Mamelodi Sundowns fan. Hence, he came up with the song Iminwe Minwana Phezulu. Now, diving straight into Rugby World Cup, it is definitely on the horizon. It is fast creeping. We know that come next week, Friday, the Rugby World Cup will definitely get underway. That's why the home side, the Springboks will get an opportunity to start defending the trophy that they won back 4 years in Japan when they beat the finalists, that was England, by 35-12 in the world of the Brave Blossoms. Fast forward to 2023, we saw last week the Springboks crushing New Zealand by 35-7, of which that win definitely caused a stir in the whole world, in rugby world. It was not only the celebrations, the positive and negative comments, they started coming thick and fast from all angles. One of the noticeable negative comments, they came from the former Scotland coach, that is Matt Williams. Surely that Springboks win didn't go down well with the former Scotland coach, Matt Williams. Surely the chest pains are killing him. He went on and started criticizing the Springboks bench. He said the Springboks are abusing the bench when the Springboks employed that 7-1 split tactic. As if we are new to this criticism, because even in the previous World Cup, the Springboks, they came up with a 6-2 split, which was also known as the bomb squad. The whole rugby world didn't like that because it was working in favor of the rugby champions, that is the Springboks. And then a surprise last week is Springboks came up with a new tactic, the 7-1 split, which no one saw that tactic coming. And then hence the chest pains are burning the former Scotland manager Matt Williams. The big question is, do we really have to entertain those negative comments? Surely, if you are a champion, you just have to brush off those negative comments. Don't even entertain them. Just ignore them and move on, knowing that you've got a big job at hand to defend the Rugby World Cup. So surely, I hope Rassie Erasmus and with his technical team about Jacques and Nineba, they will definitely ignore those negative comments. Do everything and anything that they have to do in as far as defending their Rugby World Cup and bring it back to South Africa and become the first country to defend the Rugby World Cup and become the first country to win the Rugby World Cup record 4 times. As we know that currently the Springboks are sitting with 3 times being rugby champions, jointly rugby champions with New Zealand. They're the only 2 countries that have won the Rugby World Cup 3 times. Should the Springboks go on and successfully defend their trophy, they will become the first country to have won the Rugby World Cup 4 times. Let's hope the boys, they will go on and make the country proud. Following what their technical director, Ras Erasmus, said yesterday, he said, for the Springboks to win that previous Rugby World Cup, that was not their plan. Their plan was to win the Rugby World Cup this time around. They said it was just a fluke. So if that thing is anything to go by, surely we might be in for a jolly good times indeed, especially if you are a Springbok fan. So that means the Springbok, they might just go on and set the new record by becoming the first country to defend the Rugby World Cup. And if last week's performance against the mighty All Blacks is anything to go by, the way they they humiliated in New Zealand for the first time ever. That New Zealand, they suffered such a big scoreline. Surely we might just be tempted to think that Rassie Erasmus might just be saying up to something. He might be have some good news in as far as the Springbok fans are concerned. We'll be hoping that the boys, they will go on and give us a sterling performance and make the country proud once again. Don't forget that the Springboks, they will get their rugby campaign on the 10th of September. That is 2 days after the World Cup started. That is next week, Sunday. Their first game is against Scotland, the very same Scotland that Matt Williams is hoying negative criticism against the mighty Springboks. They've got the likes of Ireland, which are the #1 ranked team in the world. They've also got Romania and Tonga in that very difficult group. But we hope that our boys, Springboks, they will definitely march on to the next round, of which we are certain that should they go all the way to the quarterfinals, they stand a good chance of playing against New Zealand once again, or the home side, which is this time around France, which is definitely going to be a tough game indeed. So one way or another, the quarterfinal stages are going to be very difficult for Springbok, because surely you just don't want to play the host somewhere in the knockout stages, because definitely they will be the favorites. They might just go on and cause that upset, because surely the atmosphere will definitely be electrifying indeed out in France. The Springboks, we are told that this morning they arrived in their World Cup training camp, that is in Toulon. For the past week after they thrashed in New Zealand, they've been camping somewhere in Corsica Island, that is southeast of France. They've been staying there for the whole week since Saturday last week, and then this morning they moved on to their World Cup training camp out in Toulon. That's why they will be making a business, doing a business for South Africa. They will be doing a business for Africa at large. Yes, Namibia, they will be there, but everyone will be expecting the mighty Bokke to go on and do what they do best, grab those teams, especially the teams from Northern Hemisphere. We love to do to beat Southern Hemisphere teams. We've done that already. We've beaten Australia. We have beaten in New Zealand as well. So that's not we don't have much to prove in as far as Southern Hemisphere's teams are concerned. It is the Northern Hemisphere teams that we have to deal with. England, they are so lost this year. Talking of England, out of 6 games, they've lost all 5 games. So I don't think we've got to worry that much about England. I think the team that you have to be very, very worried about is the very same team that we are in the same group with. That is Ireland, who, by the way, are also ranked number one in the world. So surely Ireland, they are a team to beat. They are a team to watch. Time now, it is 1 minute after 12 o'clock.
Life is back on and message over. I'll let you later.
Okay. So I must just walk it. sure. Yeah, sure. I love the way of the way. I love the way you.
Wayibutwa taba injalo lento la from Nexo halala
I just love. I just love. I just love. I just love. Dance in my leg. Ay, ay, ay.